Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for September 2024. How are you and how has your August been? So we had Mercury retrograde for most of August. Did you have any experiences with that? What happened? For me personally, not much happens usually during Mercury retrograde. The most of it, a few technical glitches, nothing major. So, like when I put a few comments on other readers and other videos, I noticed that one comment completely disappeared within seconds of it being posted, even though there was nothing in there at all that would warrant it being removed. It's almost like it didn't even post, even though I saw it did, because it said the amount of time it had been posted for. And then I've noticed a few of my comments that ended up in the wrong place and the wrong video, which is really weird. And I've noticed it for someone else as well. If you've read a comment and thought, this doesn't make sense for this video, and you're like, no, actually, it's because they're probably meant to put it on something else. But it's a weird glitch. And also I had a bit of a glitch with a online meeting where it was 3 days long, and it was a course, so it was 3 meetings, and the first 2 were perfectly fine. The final one, for some reason, it just did not want to connect, even though the internet was perfect. So yeah, I know with Mercury retrograde it can be technical glitches. People say you shouldn't sign contracts because the small print can mess you up a little bit. You might miss things in there, and sometimes they say people can come back from the past. I know one person that's happened to, where they had someone from decades ago come back. But yeah, what was your experience with that? We're going to get into your reading now for September. So starting off with the pre-reading meditation, yours was pretty intense but very straightforward. Basically, I saw a massive blazing fire. It was nighttime and someone was looking at that fire, and basically they walked up to the fire, parted the fire like curtains and stepped through it, and walked off into some pitch black woods / forest into the unknown. And that was it basically. But it was just weird seeing the way that they just parted the fire like curtains. Like, you literally just part it with your hands like curtains and step over and carry on walking. So that was your pre-reading meditation. We're going to start off with a message from the Witch's Wisdom. These are the 2 oracle decks I'll be using. We'll start off with a message from this one and see what comes up for you for this month. So for Aries for September 2024, what do we need to know? So Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising. What do we need to know for you guys? Oh, I'm not taking that many. We're getting this one here. I mean, I'll show you the other ones just for the hell of it, but we have that's interesting: cloak, concealment and stability. So this one gives me that feeling of the meditation. Obviously this is daylight, but this is the kind of, where I said going into the dark, into the woods, that was the kind of image I had, but the pitch black version. That's interesting, that concealment. Maybe that's why it was pitch black and there was fire and in the meditation. But anyway, I will keep the moon card cycles. Yes, okay. I have to mentally ask myself, is that right? So we'll put that there. Let's get your tarot cards out and then I'll look in the book to see what else comes up. So what else do we need to know for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising for September 2024? So that's your first card, the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, let's get some more. Well, we have the King of Wands. So King of Wands is Leo, but it's still a fire sign. That is the exact kind of person that would part a fire and step right through it and go into woods at night in the dark. Anything else? We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Tower. Okay, so I can already see opposition with that King of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles there. That Knight of Wands is a rule breaker, especially next to that Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles follows all of the rules. And as I'm doing this, we're in Virgo season. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. King of Wands is Leo, as I just said. But yeah, it looks like a rule breaking type of vibe there. And I'm kind of getting a phrase with that King of Wands. How far are you willing to go to break the rules? Okay. Let's have a look at that cycles card and see what else comes up for you. So the moon card, cycles. So it says, so the Witch's Wisdom says, after an arduous journey, moon appears to indicate that you are coming to the end of a phase. Cycles begin and end and begin again, but in new form. Patterns repeat until the lessons have been fully understood and learned. As you step into this new phase, be expectant and full of anticipation, for you will not wish to go over old ground again. New opportunities await, so be vigilant. Outcomes lie in your hands. Call down the moon as she embraces you in her soft, luminous glow. Bathe under the pure feminine and restorative energy she immerses you with. Recharge your working crystals under her full presence and go sky-clad. And is that right? And go sky-clad in honor. I don't even know what that means. In honor of the triple goddess who watches over you as the moon rules your emotions. Never forget that she also lives within you as you work in conjunction with her phases, honoring at all times your new, full, and dark aspects of maiden, mother, and crone. And the foresight says, open up to your receptive feminine side. Your emotions are ruled by the moon phases. Harness the moon's energy and understand her phases for your magical work. Work in conjunction with the triple goddess. And I'll just give the final bit of the message the moon revealed. It says, ancient civilizations use the moon to scry with and to predict weather patterns. The oceans of the world, cycles of nature, emotions, birds and animals are all affected by the moon. From the new moon waxing to the full moon to the waning moon. Plants and herbs as well as spell casting are all affected by and worked with each lunar phase. So key things that stood out. Again, that phrase about how far are you willing to go to break the rules is coming to mind. I can see with that Nine of Pentacles here, sometimes that can be a comfort zone. This one, more than anyone, makes me feel that this person may have it all, but they are really not happy. So there's the feeling of wanting to come out of a comfort zone with that. It speaks of the old not needing to repeat or wanting to repeat old patterns and old cycles that weren't good for you. You've got the Tower there, so that may be something to watch out. Whatever you're doing, be careful of not going into an old pattern where things are unstable, or old, like a similar cycle to something that you've been through before. Just seeing if there's anything else that stands out here. There was something else and I can't see it in the book now. Okay, no, I can't see what I was looking at before. That's fine, we'll leave it there. We'll get onto the clarifier. So, yeah, there may be a need here to come out of a comfort zone, to go into a new cycle, but be aware of repeating old patterns, I think. What do we need to know about that Nine of Pentacles, first of all? And the Devil was on the bottom of the deck as well. I don't know if he's, well, it's still, yeah, you can still see that was on the bottom of the deck. That would be old, well, possibly old patterns, but things that are addictive and hold you back. Right, Knight of Pentacles there. It's bringing up that whole rule breaker thing. And then we have the Hierophant on the bottom, which is definitely about the rules. And that would be someone walking away from the rules or old ways. What else do we need to know here about this Nine of Pentacles? Oh, God, that's too many. That is far too many. Do we really want that many? No, I'm going to try that again. That's a lot. Okay, let's try this. So we have the Two of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and King of Pentacles. Let's get one for that Two of Cups. There's something very much more empowered about that King of Pentacles compared to the Knight of Pentacles. Obviously, the King of Pentacles is a king. He's a master. Again, the Knight of Pentacles is there twice. That thing about breaking the rules. And that can be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean breaking the law or anything, but it can even mean doing things differently from the way you've done them before, or doing them differently from how the people around you do them, or, take it as it resonates. With the Two of Cups being there next to that Knight of Pentacles, it's like a desire to make sure that whatever you're committing to this time and giving your effort and energy to this time, you want it to be something that you really genuinely care about. You genuinely connect with it. There's a genuine sense of understanding, like alignment. Alignment is what comes to mind. The Empress, as I keep saying, authenticity as well. So that's got to be at the heart of it, that whatever you do now, there's just got to be something very genuine about it, that it genuinely matters. And there's something heartfelt about that as well. And I think with that, so that you probably need to come out of a comfort zone for that. With that, things can change so that whatever you're building or creating or doing and putting your efforts into, it's very much more solid, more secure. You are more in control, like in terms of being your own boss, whether you are literally being your own boss or you just feel more in control in general. That's what you want. You want to be in that King of Pentacles energy. I'd say you don't necessarily, it's like graduating from a Knight of Pentacles to a King of Pentacles, where it's not to say that we can't continue to learn in life, because we're always going to be learning, but it's like you're at a stage or a phase where you're done with that cycle now. You've surpassed that. You've graduated from that. You can't go back, or it would be pointless going back to being in that kind of Knight of Pentacles energy. You've matured, I think is the right way I'm trying to think of putting it. You've matured from that stage, and now you're ready for the King of Pentacles stage in whatever you're doing, like whether it's life in general or something specific. You're the one that should be more in control now. Things should be feel more secure for you in whatever way that means for you. Let's put these away and let's do that Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is a past energy. It's where you've gotten over any past disappointments, hurts, etc. Let's get you've moved on. You've moved on from that. Let's get a couple more, but it's pretty much that you've moved on. You're very much aware of the things that were disappointing or didn't make you happy, that weren't empowering, I would say, with the Empress, that you didn't want to nurture, that you didn't necessarily care about or weren't authentic. Let's get one more. That cycle's passed, so you wouldn't want to repeat that. You wouldn't put yourself back in, you wouldn't put yourself back in the same situation, because it's I feel like self-defeat is the word. There's something self-defeating about it if you did that, because it's like, like if you broke up with someone where the relationship, whether it was that they were horrible or just you two just could not make it work, as like, even if you're both good people, you just couldn't make it work together. It's like, say if it was a situation where you tried multiple times, like you were on and off for like 10 years with that person and you could just never make it work, and then you had a 5-year break and then they came back and it was nothing's changed, but they still wanted to try again, and it's like, nothing's changed. It's going to be the same shit. We're going to be doing the same shit again. You wouldn't want to go back into that cycle, would you? You'd be like, no, this is ridiculous. We've tried it multiple times. Neither one of us has changed. The way we interact together hasn't changed. There's nothing new here. It's just the same shit, different day. It's giving that kind of vibe. You wouldn't want to go back to that. So I think you've learned the lessons from that now, and you've moved on. It's a new time for a new cycle. Even if it's familiar, you don't want to go back to that. So let's look at the King of Wands. And it's not, that's just an example as a relationship, but it could be anything. It could be to do with a job. It could be something to do with your family relationships, your home, your day-to-day life, your lifestyle. Let's look at the King of Wands as a challenge. The King of Wands is, let's see, we'll find out. What is the King of Wands here as a challenge? Oops, so wow, you got some really powerful energies here. You got the Queen of Swords, the Emperor, very, very bolder than bold energies. I mean, each of them in their own right are very bold, but put them all together and that's like superpower kind of bold. Like that person that I saw walking through the fire, that is the kind of thing they would do. They'd part the fire, they'd walk through the fire and go into a dark forest not knowing what the hell's going to happen because they're so bold. But there's a thing about being very much empowered and in control here as well. We've got the 10 of Swords there and 7 of Wands. Strong boundaries here with that 7 of Wands. 10 of Swords for me, it means that the bullshit's over. You're not going to put up, you may have been through that kind of shit already. That's done and you're not going to do that again because you're so empowered. They're turned away from that. They're not going back to that. The 7 of Wands here is, as I say, it's about the need to have strong boundaries. So that's a challenge that you may need to increase your boundaries in some way in a particular situation or something. It depends on what it is for you. You'll know. It could be in terms of communication. You may have to have a stronger boundary, whether it's in general or with a specific person. With the Emperor, there may be a need to take the lead more as a boundary. Again, whether that is literally becoming your own boss, it could be in terms of work as well. But yeah, it does look like there needs to be stronger boundaries here and just boldness overall. And that feels like it's going to... Why is that a challenge? Can I get one more, please? Why is it a challenge? Ace of Wands. Get one for the Ace of Wands, please. Is it because you're in like a new chapter or you're starting something new and you just... It's like if you started a new job that you weren't necessarily the boss in. You wouldn't want to go around... the phrase swinging your dick around has come to mind. Okay, that's not a phrase that I've ever used in my life. There's other ways to put it and I can't think of the other cleaner ways of saying it. But you know, you wouldn't want to go around acting like the big person if you're going into a new job and you're not even the boss there. You want to kind of ease your way into it and check things out and see how things go. Or if it's a new venture you're starting, if it's something new, it's like, well, I need to get a bit of experience first before I go in there all bold and stomping around like I'm the boss of everything. But it's almost like you need to be that bold for some reason. It's a new cycle of boldness for you. I believe Aries is still... The North Node is still in Aries at present. If you feel that's relevant, you may want to look that up and see where that is in your birth chart, what house it's in and etc. because that might be very relevant for you. Because with the North Node, it's what we're going towards, isn't it? And obviously Aries, it is a sign of being bold and in charge and a trailblazer and that kind of energy. So you may already be someone who's quite bold and it's a case of, well, you're going to have to be even bolder. You know, think about how that might work for you. Let's look at that Knight of Pentacles. So that would be anything external to you that's kind of having an impact on things. Knight of Pentacles, please. 4 of Cups. Oh, okay. Oops. Queen of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. You may be being offered something at present that is no longer in alignment with you, that no longer matches your values. It was in the Cancer reading? The 4 of Cups came up somewhere in the Cancer reading and the phrase that came to mind was something along the lines of, I don't want anyone offering me bullshit. And it's a similar vibe I'm getting here. So that's why I say, as an external influence, you may be being offered something that's subpar, that just isn't right for you. Or again, going back to that relationship example, if it was a shitty relationship where it's just never been able to work and nobody's changed, etc., it's like, no, that doesn't match my values. I'm not going back to that. But it's like it's on offer for you. So it's almost like, what do you call it when you in a job? Demoted, I think is the right term. Like where you... And I'm not going to say being demoted is always bad, because sometimes people literally want less responsibility for their own personal reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like someone trying to demote you. I feel like I'm not saying the right word, but I think it's right. someone trying to demote you when it's no, you've moved above that level. So, and you want to stay there and keep moving up. You don't want to come back down the ladder. Let's see what else comes up for that. Let's just get a couple more cards. The High Priestess. One more after that, please. Three of Wands. No, you're looking to expand. You're looking to expand, and you need to trust that desire to expand and to grow and to move up, rather than feeling pressured or that you should just take whatever you can get. That's the feeling, because the cycle can't move if you stay where you are. Then you're just stagnant. You're not in a cycle, you're stagnant. Okay, so let's look at the Tower. So this will be something that you need to be more aware of. So if you are being offered something that just doesn't align with you anymore, again, there's the potential for the Tower that it's not going to be stable. So you can do it anyway. You can do it if you want. Obviously, we all have free will, but it's just it isn't going to work, or it's highly unlikely to work. So let's look at the Tower. We have the Nine of Swords. It may cause you stress, to be frank. It may keep you stagnant, as I said. This came up for me in a personal reading yesterday, actually, where I think it had a different meaning, but with this Chariot, usually they're going in a different direction, or they're moving or whatever. These are just sat there. Both of them are sat there. They're on the same page. They're not moving. In this particular reading, it feels kind of stagnant. And she's literally looking at that Nine of Swords, at the stress, and that's what would keep you stagnant. We have the Seven of Swords, so there could even be something deceptive. Oh God, yeah. Sorry for that reaction, but yeah, these are not pleasant cards to have with the Tower at all. I mean, the Tower in itself, I actually like the Tower card, but these cards with the Tower, not good at all. There could even be deception in the situation, you know, like if you get offered something and it's just manipulation or bullshit. Remember the Four of Cups, don't offer me bullshit. Ten of Wands, it will become burdensome. You could end up doing too much. Or more than you bargained for. I'll get one more. Four of Pentacles, hold you back. Something that will hold you back, I feel. And also, if you get involved in this, if you've been offered something and you get involved, it may be something that you feel like you can't even express yourself with it. Like it silences you in a weird sort of way. But the Four of Pentacles is also holding on to something and not moving. So again, it's stagnant energy. So that's something that you need to be more aware of. You might not already be aware of this, or you may just need to acknowledge that more. That it can hold you back. So you'll know if there's a couple of opportunities in present for you. You'll know which one feels like you could grow in it, and which one would keep you stagnant. If it's just about considering moving forward, it might be saying that where you are already is not stable, and it could potentially, I feel like the bearer of bad news here, it could get worse with that Tower card if you stay where you are. So, you know, like if you had the choice of going for a new job or staying in the job you're already in, obviously use your own discernment 100%. You know your situation better than me, but there's the possibility that staying where you are, it could be worse than moving on to something different. Let's get you potential future cards here. So we have, first of all, the King of Swords, again a very empowered energy. The Nine of Wands. You may speak up here if you feel you're either stuck or not feeling, I've lost my train of thought now. If you're feeling stuck, or like you're not being treated fairly or something, like there's any kind of injustice, you might be speaking out on that and taking control of it, like using your authority to deal with the situation. Let's get you a card for the future energy. Not future, sorry. My mind has gone blank. Guidance. I'm going to try that again. You've got the Eight of Wands, but because my mind went blank. Right, guidance. We have the Queen of Wands. She's a bold, bold, bold energy as well. This one, she looks like she's very... To me, she looks like one of the bravest, boldest Queen of Wands I've seen. And she's... I wouldn't say she's one of my favourite ones. Like, I don't dislike this one, but I've got a deck. Which one is it? The Arcanum or Arcanum deck. That's my favourite Queen of Wands. But this one, she's just feels really empowered. Really, really empowered. And especially the way she's holding the staff, wand, whatever you call it as well. Very empowered. So again, it's the need for that really bold energy in terms of what you want. But let's get clarifiers for the King of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So we have the Two of Wands. We have the Six of Wands. This is someone who's really not afraid to put themselves in the spotlight and to prioritize themselves. So that's the choice. I suppose the future energies, right? There's a future energy. It's making the choice to prioritize yourself even more, I would say, and be even bolder. She's got a fighting spirit as well, that particular Nine of Wands has. Like, she's ready to take on anything. I mean, as I said in the meditation, someone who's ready to walk through a fire into the middle of the night in a forest. Very bold energy. So you've got the Sun. That's letting yourself shine, isn't it? Next to the Six of Wands, the Magician, a very empowered energy as well. And this is future energies, death, yeah, being willing to change things. So again, it's that in the future, it looks like you will make the choice to just be really bold and shine and put yourself out there and just be very empowered because you want change or you're willing to change, whatever the situation is. I'll get one for the Death card just to be nosy, basically. There's something, for someone, at least one person, there's something about freeing yourself here with the Eight of Swords being there and the Strength card in the World. It's just overall having the courage to change something or to do something differently, but there's a real bold energy about it. So even if you feel that you're already a bold person, get ready to become even bolder. I think that might be the title of the reading. Get ready to become even bolder. Let's look at the advice. The Queen of Wands. I don't think I can give any more apart from being bolder, to be frank. It's just me repeating myself now. I mean, you may have wondered and thought, oh, am I being too ballsy doing such and such, or should I be even bolder? Well, I guess the reading is saying yes. Queen of Wands. That's a very outspoken kind of energy and a victorious kind of energy with the Ace of Swords. Someone who's not afraid to express. Nine of Wands. I feel like saying with the Nine of Wands and the Strength card, are you willing to fight? For, you know, like how normally it would be the Seven of Wands is standing up for something. That Nine of Wands feels like that energy next to the Strength card. Are you willing to fight for this or to fight for something where even if it takes a lot of energy, you're willing to go for it? You've got the Ace of Cups and Temperance. So with the Ace of Cups there, for me, there's two things that come to mind, especially being next to the Strength card. Are you willing to put your heart and soul into what you actually want, what you desire? Yeah, I think that's the main message actually from that is to put your heart and soul into it and make sure that you're filling your cup. And then with the Temperance, I think that's where, if you felt like things haven't quite been balanced, it's where the balance comes in and things flow more because you're doing what you need to do. The Temperance card is kind of, in this reading, it's kind of like the opposite of the Tower. The Tower is the chaos where you kind of you dishonor yourself, so you end up with a Tower. When you honor yourself, you end up with Temperance, which is the balance and the flow of things. Let's get you a final card of advice from this very, very strange Unicorns deck that I actually like, but it's the weirdest deck ever. Very fascinating, beautiful artwork, but yeah. So what else does Aries need to know? What else advice does Aries need for September? Okay, that's a really weird card to get. So you've got another peacock beauty, although peacocks are about shining your light, aren't they? So it's not, it is physical beauty, but there's the beauty in shining your light as well. What's on the bottom of the deck? Another street lamp clarity. Okay, let's read this message. So 17. What is The Bold and the Beautiful? Is that a soap opera or something? Because that's coming to mind. I don't know if that's an American soap opera or I've made that up in my own mind, but The Bold and the Beautiful is coming to mind. Right, so the peacock. So the transformation part says, what beautiful plumage, feathers of colour and whimsy. They are pretty birds, aren't they? But the peacock parading in all its beauty is magical. Look closer and see the peacock unicorn. Beauty is everywhere in all things. It is not only easy on the eyes, but also a miracle of colour, light and vibration. Enjoy the beauty all around you as the peacock unicorn draws near. The meditation says the peacock unicorn appears and enfolds you in her colourful feathers and grace. She hands you a mirror to gaze upon your own face. What do you see? The affirmation says, I am beautiful in every single way. The action says, take extra time as you prepare for your day today or that big night out. Comb your hair just right, dress to impress, adorn yourself with beauty, and allow that vibration to make its way forth into the world. You are gorgeous. And the Queen of Wands is said to be like the most attractive out of the queens as well. I think it means more so in terms of that she can attract whatever she wants, like manifestation, but it is also physically, there's a thing with her being physically enchanting, or whatever word you want to use as well. But as I say, I mean, obviously take it as you will. It could be about your physical beauty. Maybe you're coming into a period of time where you want to make more of your physical beauty. There is that element as well, that with a peacock of shining your light and being big and bold. The peacock has huge, big, bold colours and feathers, etc. So that whole boldness element is there too. So I'm going to leave that there. I hope that September goes really well for you. I don't have anything else to add. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. I will be back in a couple of weeks for mid-month check-ins. Hope you have a great day, Aries. Take care.